Was recently invited to come out to Peterson to find out how far the branch has come and the role that local members of the Air Force and Space Force play to help accomplish its mission.
Ignition and liftoff.
Liftoff. Liftoff. Liftoff. Liftoff. In 2023, experts believe more than 200 rockets were launched into space. The majority were American, but a few dozen others were foreign, and not all of those countries are friendly toward the U.S. At the direction of the president, Colonel Ken Clark arrived in Colorado Springs in July to take command of Space Base Delta One. Clark says while space in the early days was thought to be peaceful, times have changed, and our extensive assets are now under threat.
Space is no longer a benign environment. Our adversaries have turned it into a warfighting domain.
So on December 20th, 2019, at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, President Trump officially created the Space Force, a branch of service devoted entirely to protecting and defending our assets in space.
First time in 72 years plus that we've opened up a new branch of the United States military.
Space has not only become a critical part of our daily lives, from banking to shopping to shipping to navigation on land and at sea, it is also an essential tool on the battlefield.
GPS is a great example of this. It isn't just for navigating from one side of town to the other. That timing signal that GPS provides is baked into the fabric of everything that we do.
As commander of Space Base Delta One, Colonel Clark doesn't necessarily conduct the various Space Force missions. His job, along with the 3,700 airmen and guardians beneath him, is to support those missions carried out at Peterson, Schriever, and other locations around the globe. That includes the GPS network, missile warning systems, satellite communications, and space domain awareness, which tracks tens of thousands of objects in orbit, some of them traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, capable of doing major damage to important equipment in the event of a collision.
Certainly collisions have occurred. It's not common, it's not often, but it has happened, and it has made us very aware of the need to be very vigilant and proactive on making sure that we avoid collisions.
5 years after it was created, Colonel Clark says the Space Force has matured, moving past the challenges of the initial formation and becoming more capable and stronger as a service. And while he wouldn't comment on whether U.S. Space Command should remain here or move to Alabama, he was very clear that Colorado Springs is ground zero for space operations.
I mean, where does Colorado Springs sit in the overall Space Force picture?
The Front Range and Space Base Delta One really is the epicenter of America's space power. We command and control satellites. We have more mission deltas here at the front on the Front Range than anywhere else in the world, and so this is a very important part, the most important part, I would say, of the Space Force outside of the headquarters at the Pentagon.
Another recent development, every brand new second lieutenant coming into the Space Force will now come to Peterson for a year-long officer training course, learning about everything from satellite operations, intelligence, cyber operations, and more. That's nearly 500 additional service members that will come through Peterson every year.